All right, guys. Some shit just got real. My grandmother passed away, and everything was in her name. Um, she had expressed to multiple people, including myself. She even wrote it down that she was going to leave the land to me and two of my brothers and a a cousin of mine. The problem with that was that even though she wrote it down, she didn't sign or date it. So they went by the last will and testament that she had typed up in 1989, which left the property to my uncle and my mother. Me and my mother have never really seen eye to eye, mainly because my grandma raised me. Uh, Her and my grandpa Tim did the majority of making me who I am today. It's kind of a messed up situation, but the bottom line is I was in the process of trying to get money raised to get her ashes back and everything. Family came in. Everything seemed to be going better than I hoped, but worse than I wanted it to. But after it was all said and done, because we didn't, my main priority was getting the money raised for the ashes at that point after she had passed. Like, I knew that she had made me the beneficiary and made me the one in charge of this, so I took charge. I had help from her sister, my aunt, uh, a lot of help, more than she should have had to. Um, but once everything was done as far as getting the money raised, we had a little memorial, even though we didn't have the ashes yet. We had not a memorial. We had a celebration of life. We had a very large get together with all her friends, all her family, and for those who didn't make it, it's okay. I understood. And life has to keep going on. It took me a minute. I'm still trying to figure things out in my head because this wasn't supposed to happen. Um, I found out 5 days before she passed away that she had stage three lung cancer, and um, she decided that she was going to fight. Had one radiation session. She made it, I think, like 3 more days before I guess her body just gave up. I don't really know. But what ended up happening is, since everything was in grandma's name and everything was not not updated what she wanted, it left my mom and my uncle in pretty much as beneficiaries to the property, and my uncle literally didn't want anything because he knew that it was supposed to go to 4 boys. Um, and it's not about greed. It's not about what was entitled to me. That's not how I saw it. At that point, I just wanted her wishes carried out the best way I knew. That didn't happen, and my mom kicked me off the property. We were living with my grandmother. We were taking care of her. We were trying to help her, even though she was stubborn and didn't want us to help her. But I knew that I had to. And we were kind of, I'm not going to say we were homeless. We just didn't have a home of our own. And 2 families took us in after we were abruptly kicked out of the where we had planned on, building the tiny home and living out our lives and enjoying many years with my grandmother. And a friend of my grandmother's, which they're friends of mine too, up the road, they let us crash at their place for a couple nights. They literally lived right next door to my grandma, and it was getting too hard for me to drive past home to go sleep at the neighbor's house, and knowing in the aggravation of everything that I was feeling, because it wasn't even a week after she had passed that here I am, my own mother's kicking me off the property and saying nasty things to me and my wife, and in front of my child, and it was just too much. So I called up a friend, which didn't answer. I had to go track him down. I had the wrong number. I was 1 digit off. Good friend of mine, Brian Howe, he let us crash at his place. We stayed there, I think it was a full week, maybe a little more. Mainly, we had enough money to put down the deposit, but we didn't have enough money to put down the first month's rent. So we kind of had a place, but we didn't. So we couldn't stay here where we are now. But we are no longer homeless. Tonight is the first night that we're in our apartment. There will be no more tiny house as of right now. In fact, I'm going to have to wait probably quite some time before I can get back into something like that. The beauty of the situation that I was in prior to my grandmother's death was that her land was already paid for. She owned it. And she was allowing us to build this on her property. And I had a situation where I worked for her on my days off from work. So it was like there was a financial gain to get me ahead. Without that structure, unfortunately, I can't afford to pay for that and an apartment, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I just wanted to update you guys on what's been going on. A lot of family issues that led up to this. I don't really know what I did wrong, but I know that somewheres throughout my life. I could have done things differently with my mother, but I really don't know if it would have changed anything. I'm not a hateful person. I have anger issues, but I'm not a hateful person. I don't deliberately try to ruin someone else's life or create drama. I don't deal well with drama. I like to goof off. I like to play around. I like to be outside. I like to build with my hands. Like, to me, to me, this dirt that's embedded into my fingerprints is part of my soul. I like challenges, and I like being creative, and I like doing things. And the YouTube thing was another creative outlet, and I just didn't want it to let it end without saying something, but I'm still fucked up. But I wanted to let you guys know, as of right now, there is no YouTube channel. I think I might have some things lined up. They might not be the same kind of content that I've been providing, which is construction, building your own home, any of that stuff. There may be some remodeling things. A friend of mine just got a house, and I haven't talked to him fully about it, but maybe he will, I'll trade him some labor for some YouTube footage, There's things in the works, I think. So I don't think I'm completely gone, but as far as Coyote Holler, it's gone. I don't know what I'll call this channel. Maybe I'll keep the Coyote Holler. Coyote Holler is something that when I was yay high, when we first moved down to the property, my heart is beating so hard right now. I can feel my whole chest vibrate. This is really the first time I've spoke out loud about any of this. Now, I've been in here and there about things, but to actually say it to myself, because there's no one else I'm talking to. I'm literally talking to my phone, so I'm talking to myself. It's overwhelming, and I'm not going to hold a grudge against anybody. And this isn't just me saying this because maybe they're watching, maybe they're not. I could give a fuck less. I'm not holding a grudge. I'm just done. I'm done with not being what you want me to be. I'm me, and that's who I've always been, and that's who I'm going to be. If you don't like that, please tune off my channel, and please tune out of my life. I don't need the chaos and the drama and all the rigmarole of life. I don't want to get super serious on you guys. I don't want you to think, oh shit, his channel just got super serious and Fun Toby's gone. Fun Toby's not gone. Fun Toby is just getting over some shit. This is what's happening. It's crazy. But right now, guys, sorry we did not finish the first and only project that I have started with you. I hope that any of my prior videos that you did watch helped you in any way, whether it helped you smile because I'm an idiot, it helped you learn a few things. Hopefully the electric thing that I did prior video, I hope I did that right. I don't even remember. I hope the little camera tricks and everything made you go, ooh, how do you do that? I don't know. They're simple, by the way. I feel like there will be future content, and I know it's probably been about 3 or 4 weeks since I've uploaded anything, which is super unlike me. Once a week, if not twice. Um, but now, until I figure out what I'm doing with my life, it probably won't be much. If that turns around soon, then I figured something out. But right now, I have nothing. I have white walls, and I am starting over. You guys will stick around waiting. Probably all unsubscribe. I don't know. But please, just for in case purposes, like, share, subscribe. Um, Thank you for tuning in. God, you need to trim your unibrow. You do look homeless, dude. Look at that. People are gonna see your unibrow, dude. Grow a beard already.